picture of your own setup so you can see. So that's like literally the order you're gonna go in.
Okay, there's a clippers, nail file, brush, cuticle cream, orange wood stick, nippers, buffer, cuticle oil with cotton round, base coat, or top coat, nail polish, base coat.
Base coat.
Base coat, top, nail polish, top coat, yeah.
Yep.
You knew what I meant.
I did. All right. You will now perform the basic manicure portion of this exam. You will perform a complete manicure, including polish. Upon completion of this procedure, please turn the mannequin hand toward the front to indicate that you are finished. This procedure is 20 minutes, and you'll be informed when you have 10 and 5 minutes remaining. So all manicure products and supplies are labeled in English. Implements and tools are visibly clean. Sanitizes hand, sanitizes mannequin hand. So I'll demonstrate, and then you guys, we'll do it together, and then we'll do it alone. Okay, so the first thing I need to do is sanitize my hands and sanitize the mannequin's hands. Okay, so both hands are sanitized. And then, so this kind of can go off to the side for now. That has your water in it. Length and shape of nails is changed in uniform. Shapes free edge from corner to center safely. So, if you have a square nail, what I want you to do is take off the corners and make it round. If you have a round nail, take off the top and make it square. So that's what we're going to do today. So I'm going to take my nail clippers. Mine are getting a little short. Try to be careful with your nail clippings. You don't want them flying everywhere. Try to keep them in one spot. And you don't need to take a lot. And I'm going to just go ahead and clean these up, so I don't have to worry about it later. Okay, length and shape of nails is changed. So we've got the length and shape. Now we need to file corner to center. So that means no seesawing. Corner to center. You don't need to spend a whole bunch of time on this. I like having them square so I can just take off those corners and round it out, and it's a lot easier. Can you see, honey? Mm-hmm. I know you guys can everybody see? Okay. No seesawing. Corner to center. Okay. So you can keep this out. You can keep this stuff out until you know you're done with it. And then so I see my brush, so that means that it's time for me to dip. Okay. So fingers are completely immersed in water. And then I'm going to scrub the nail. And then I can get rid of this. I'm definitely done with that. I'm not going to use it again. and then dry the hand completely. And I see my cuticle cream is up next, so that means cuticle cream and remover applied using infection control guideline properly pushes back cuticle and cleans under free edge. So we're going to take our cuticle cream to the back of the hand. We're going to pick up our orange wood stick and we're going to apply our cuticle cream first to each nail. And then we're going to push our cuticle in light circular movements like this, upward in a light circular movement. Okay, we pushed our cuticles up. And then I'm going to turn this around, visibly turn this around, and use the underside for the free edge. Okay, and then we're definitely done with that. We're not going to use that again. Demonstrates proper use of nippers, and I've got them lined up for me right here, so that lets me know that's what I'm doing next. I'm going to hold them up just so that my instructor sees me doing them. And you're just going to like pretend. Okay. Keep this out in case maybe they didn't see you, but that's why I like you to hold them up and kind of, you know, hey, I'm doing this. But if they don't see you doing it, they can't ask you to, hey, can you demonstrate nippers, please? Okay. And then, so obviously we would need to remove cuticle cream before we buff the nails. So the cuticle cream comes off and you can just use the towel that you have here, buff the nail, and that you can seesaw back and forth. Oh. Thank goodness I didn't drop it on the floor. Okay, buff the nail, and I can leave that out. And then we're going to go into cuticle oil. Now my cuticle oil has a brush. I cannot use the brush. It is not self-cleaning like the nail polish is. So the cuticle oil goes onto a cotton, and I close this back up and onto the cuticle area. And this gets thrown away. So all of that should be your 10-minute mark. If you got done before your 10-minute mark, you're going a little bit too fast. You can kind of slow down, take your time. You want to make sure they see everything, because they have 30 people that they're grading, and probably around about 30, and probably only 2 instructors. So that is a good time frame. Once you hear them say, okay, you have 10 minutes remaining, that lets you know you can start moving on towards, you should be moving towards the massage portion now. Okay, so that's all of the prepping. Massage product applied using infection control guidelines. Palm, fingers, and back of hand are massaged, and hand is massaged with continuous contact. Massage product removed from the entire nail and skin. So my massage cream is coming from over here because I had it in my facial bag because I used it for my facial first. So all my products are still sitting out from my 2 previous subjects. Okay, so I'm just going to grab that here, massage cream. And it doesn't have to stay over here. If you want to move it back into place, then that's fine, you know. But it's on your desk. It's available to you somewhere. Okay, so massage cream. We're going to warm this massage cream up in our hands. And palm, fingers, and back of hand. So what I want you to do is 5 seconds for the palm. This is a really great de-stressor, by the way. It's like a stress ball. So 5 Mississippi seconds for the palm. Same for the back of the hand, 5 Mississippi seconds. Roundabout, something like that. And then about 1 second per finger. Don't forget to throw away that negativity. Get out of there. That's what they taught us at our school. I went to Aveda and they were like really about like chakras and stuff like that. I'm not into that anymore. But they would be like, get rid of the negative. Okay, so that's the massage. At the end of the massage, it says massage product removed from entire nail and skin. So at this point, you do have acetone out. If you don't have to use the acetone's just there if you need to. But if you want to prep the nail area and use acetone so that the polish goes on or whatever, just make sure that there's no massage product left under the nails or on the skin. So I use this towel again to wipe down their hand. Okay, and then that's when I'm going into my polish. So I would do my base coat. You don't have to wait for it to dry. What you don't want to do is if you're waiting for it to dry, don't do that. That's a no-go. You don't want to do that to your client. You could spit. That's not clean. It's not sanitary. So we're not going to blow on the nails. I suppose if you wanted to do this, you could. That'd be fine. But it's really not necessary. You can just move right into the dark polish and then from the dark polish to the top coat. Now, once you've painted the nails, you are not done until you have cleaned up because we left all this stuff out, right? So final appearance is polish is smooth and even on nail plate. Skin and cuticle are free of polish. Now, a really great way to paint is to do, it doesn't matter where you start, you know, if you go from pinky to thumb or middle to left to right, that doesn't matter. A great way to paint is to go middle on the nail, right? Fan that out really well. And then go right, fan that out, and then go left, fan that out. And it gives you really good coverage in just one go. So you don't have to do 2 coats either if you get good coverage. But if the polish is not even on the nail plate, meaning like some of those cheap polishes can be kind of like see-through and streaky and stuff. So if it's see-through or streaky, you're gonna have to do a second coat, but you're not made to do a second coat. Okay, and then end of task is disposes of all soiled materials, follows all infection control guidelines, and maintains work area in a safe manner. So what that means is this stuff, also in the instructions, upon completion of this procedure, please turn the mannequin hand toward the front to indicate that you are finished. Okay, so if you finish before the 20 minutes, which is probably going to happen, honestly, then you need to clean up. Clean up is part of everything, even if you go past the 20 minutes, right? So if all of your stuff is still out and they come and grade you, you will get docked for infection control and disposes of all soiled materials. So that means these towels gotta go. These nippers, these clippers, everything that I used, my buffer, my nail file, every item and tool that I used has to go. This stuff can stay out as long as it's closed. Then and only then do you want to turn around your mannequin hand. If you turn it toward the front before all of your stuff is gone, you're going to get docked for disposes of soiled materials. Okay? And probably infection control, because those two go hand in hand. Questions about the manicure? All right, let's do it together.